Are Rangers in a crisis right now? I just asked that question on Twitter and the overwhelming response is yes, they are. I've been at a non-league game today. I've been at a game in the very bottom tier, which I love to do. One of my most enjoyable video series I've done is my battles at the bottom tier. And that video will be coming tomorrow. But on the drive back home, I was listening to the radio and Rangers have lost at home against Aberdeen. Not only have they lost at home against Aberdeen, I'm sure that Rangers fans were quite excited when Motherwell equalised against Celtic. Celtic scored a 98th minute winner away at Motherwell on the same day that Rangers lost 3-1 at home to Aberdeen. The fans are rightly fuming, and just look at the league table. The league table is Rangers are in third right now, just 2 points above Hearts, 2 points above Motherwell, and 7 points behind Celtic. 7 points behind Celtic after just 7 games. 3 losses in 7 games as well for Michael Beale's men, and I know that the Twitter reaction has been absolutely harsh, and I'm not. The game is literally just finished. I'm sure Clyde One Super Scoreboard, all the phone-in shows are going absolutely mental right now. Rangers fans, what are your thoughts on what has happened at Ibrox this season? I thought it would be a little bit more competitive. Michael Beale obviously came in last season, midway through the season, like Giovanni Van Bronckhorst did the season before, but for some reason they just haven't got going. I've got their transfers up in front of me, and while they did have a few injuries today, don't get me wrong, they still had the likes of Cyril Dessers, who they signed for €5 million, Sam Lammers 2 or 3 million by all reports, Jose Cifuentes as well. They've got some good players. They've got Jack Butland in goal, James Tavernier started today, with Goldson and Davies, I think, were the centre-backs that started today. What has gone wrong for Rangers this season? Yeah, okay, there was a few injuries in the squad today, but still, the front two for Rangers of Dessers and Lammers, let's say that they cost around £7 or £8 million /euros. The Aberdeen total value of the entire squad, according to Transfer Market, is €15 million. So just those 2 attacking players that Rangers signed for actual money, because I know Seema's on loan, those 2 that they signed for actual money are worth half of what the whole Aberdeen squad is. So I can't really see how you can use the injuries as much of an excuse in this game against Aberdeen. Yes, it does draw back as to how you're going to play maybe, and obviously Cantwell was out, Raskin was out, but still, the value of their 2 attacking players alone is half as much as the entire Aberdeen squad. Now, let's look at some stats from today's game. Rangers had 71% possession, and their XG was 2.52 compared to Aberdeen's 1.62. So despite losing 3-1, if you look at the stats, it actually looks okay for Rangers. They had 18 shots compared to 14. They had a few big chances that they did miss. Accurate passes was higher. They committed 18 fouls. Scott Wright obviously got sent off. Aberdeen had more corners with 8. So actually, stats-wise, it doesn't look too bad. XG and stuff looks okay. But again, their passing stats were really good. But if you're going to have all that possession, then surely you're just more passing it around at the back and your passing stats are going to look good. But who cares about a passing stat when you're losing 3-1 at home to a team that you really should be beating? I know that Aberdeen are a good side with good players, but again, Rangers have spent a lot of money and should be winning these games. I'm very surprised as to how uncompetitive the season feels already. As someone who's moved up to Scotland 3 years ago, I would love to see Scottish football return to what it was like when I was a child and I didn't live here and I'd never even been to Scotland, where you had 2 big teams battling it out and you never knew who was going to win. But it just feels like since Rangers won the league 55 back in 2020, it was the COVID season, it just feels like it's one step forward, a couple of steps back. And I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think of Michael Beale currently, the squad. Who is at fault? Is it the board? I don't know. Is it Beale? Is it the coaches? Is it the players? Is it a mixture of everything? I just find it hard to pinpoint what has gone specifically wrong. And Beale is trending on Twitter Rangers are trending on Twitter. CJ Novo has tweeted 3 losses in the opening 7 SPFL games. Surely that's Bielowski. There's loads of tweets from loads of big Rangers accounts about this, obviously, as you can imagine. The 4th official, the board will point towards the injuries for not sacking Beale. Fact is, it should have been done in the international break after the loss to Celtic. No matter what, Rangers have a huge advantage financially over Aberdeen, and the cost of the starting XI for the visitors don't even come close to Rangers. So for Aberdeen to be so comfortable at Ibrox says a lot about the current standards at Rangers. This setup is not winning Rangers the league. Let's be completely honest. This is not Rangers standard for sure, and fans deserve a lot better. It is absolutely crazy that they are in this current situation. There's just so many Beale out tweets, and I know fans can jump on the sacking a manager bandwagon quite a lot. I don't know if Rangers want to be known as a sacking club or not, but I don't know if Beale is the right man for the job at this stage. They've obviously spent a lot of money. It seems weird. Obviously, they've lost against Kilmarnock in the league in the opening game. They've lost at home to Celtic, and they've lost at home to Aberdeen. Obviously, Celtic are their big rivals. Arguably, Aberdeen are their second biggest rivals. Yeah, you could say, if not Hearts or Hibs, I suppose it would probably be Aberdeen. So to lose those 2 games at home, having spent so much money. But it's weird, the money they've spent, they haven't really... I know Matondo was already there. They let Sakala and Kent go. They brought Seamer in on loan, and all of their attackers seem to be like central players. Dessers, Lammers, like, I just don't see... Who knows what their best starting 11 is? I don't know what their best starting 11 is. I think you can make a case for the back 4 and the goalkeeper, maybe a few midfielders, but who knows what attackers are best? Who knows what system is best? I don't know if Michael Beale was the right man for the job, in that he didn't have the experience that a Rangers manager maybe should have as a manager. These are high pressure situations, and I think you have to have dealt with that pressure before. Steven Gerrard has dealt with that pressure as a Liverpool player. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, right, he didn't stay that long. He won a trophy, got to the Europa League final, but he's dealt with that high level pressure as a footballer. I don't quite know if Michael Beale has done that, but yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think about Rangers and where they go from here. Where does the season go from here? Obviously, they're going to be favourites for the League Cup. The Scottish Cup's yet to be played. They're off to Cyprus this week to play in the Europa League, and then next week it's St Mirren away, which is a tough game. I don't know if Beale will survive tonight. Twitter doesn't want him to, obviously. I think he probably will survive at least until that St Mirren game. I imagine they'll probably win in Cyprus. They're a different animal in Europe, but domestically they are just absolutely terrible right now, and that is reflected in the league table, which I'm looking at again just now. They are 3rd currently, 7 points behind Celtic. It's not undoable that they can't win the league still and come back and maybe challenge, but I would just like to see a competitive league in Scotland where you have 2 big teams going for the title, but right now that is just not the case. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember that my matchday vlog that I filmed today will be out tomorrow, so please do subscribe if you aren't already, and do let me know in the comment section below, Rangers fans, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of Celtic fans watching as well, what you think of Rangers so far this season. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.